be here with you at the launch of BYJU'S Tuition Centre. And really appreciate all of you taking out time to join us on this auspicious occasion. Before I jump into what BYJU'S Tuition Centre offering is about, share why are we so excited, energized to bring this to market, I want to share a little bit about my own personal journey. Ankita introduced me. I spent 15 plus years at Edikani, and then I made this shift in November to BYJU'S family, where I'm heading the BYJU'S Tuition Centre business. It's never an easy change when you have been in an organization for so long to come to a new place around it. But the fact is, when I heard first about the concept of BYJU'S Tuition Centre, for which I joined the family, it connected immediately with me as a parent and also as a person who has been looking at consumer-oriented businesses across Asia Pacific and the world for the last 15 to 18 years. And as I explain what BYJU'S Tuition Centre offering is about, what are we trying to bring to the students and parents community across India, I'll explain why I got so convinced so quickly and why I'm still so energized and what we think we are doing here with BYJU'S Tuition Centre. Overall, it's a completely innovative, something that's truly world-class, one of its kind. I mean, we have looked around, we haven't found any other offering which is of a similar nature across the world. The focus for us is not just India, set world-class standards where world looks when they look at education, when they look at after-school learning, they look at what we are creating here jointly along with the students and the parents community. So in next 10-15 minutes, I'll talk you through that journey, which started in many ways. If you look at while BYJU'S started 2011, it got into the BYJU'S learning app, which was launched in August 2015. And this is an area which BYJU'S pioneered. It's a category that has been created by BYJU'S that didn't exist before. This was about taking the best in class in terms of concepts, knowledge, and giving it to the children to be able to learn at their own pace and time. And then over a period of time, it's introduced BYJU'S classes, which brings the teachers, a two-teacher model, to be able to teach students along with studying at a specific time, while they're also learning through the BYJU'S learning app at home. As it has gone through, we have seen a strong adoption from the parents of this offering. The big element of it was what BYJU'S solved is the quality of education and the learning that it could bring to parents. That has been a challenge, the consistency of it, the spread of it, and digital has been at the core where it has been able to create something where the quality is always at the superior level, available to the children in any part of India. And in the last 2 years, as the pandemic hit, what we have seen is even more increased adoption of online learning by parents all over the country. Many more people have been exposed. Many more people have been exposed to it, and this is a continued trend. And we see a significant potential on the online learning side, and we see that this growth will continue in the coming years. But one of the things that we also realized during this time is there is a section of parents, as they got exposed to digital learning, online learning, they still wanted an element of physical in the learning that they felt will help their child because of the specific needs of the child to take them to the next level. So they value the digital part, the online part, which gives them the convenience of the home, which ensures that the quality of education is very high, but they wanted that discipline, supervision, etc. also to come, and also having some personal connect with the teacher, as well as the peer connect that they value. So bringing these elements into it, and towards that, we have created this offering and we are launching called BYJU'S Tuition Centre. So this addresses a need gap of a large segment of customers who want a physical element in addition to the online teaching support. And towards that, what I mean is BYJU'S Tuition Centre is bringing the best of online as well as the best of the offline to the parents and to the students around them. We debated, we looked at what we already have. We are bringing an amalgamation of all the best that's there, so that when the students and parents adopt BYJU'S Tuition Centre, they get all the content that's on the learning app. They get the two-teacher model that's already part of the BYJU'S classes, and we have seen that works really well. There's a lot of research that has been done. But it adds to it the offline element where in the class, as you see, this is a classroom that you will have. There is a smart screen through which concepts are explained by the master teacher. But then there is a teacher in the room who's physically present, who connects, who manages the pace of the class, who ensures that if there is any doubt, that doubt is resolved at that time, and as well as engages them in learning by doing elements, doing practicals, etc. in the class. And then there's also an element of online classes that happen. Same teacher is there even in the online classes. So there is a consistency. The teacher knows there's a specific teachers by different subjects. They know the quality, they know where the gaps are with an individual student, and they are able to address that. At the same time, while this teacher is able to understand the needs and the need gaps of a particular student, having the online classes, having the digital element into it, we are able to track at each individual level, saying is how each student is doing when he is giving objective exams, subjective exams, where the gaps may exist. So it goes down to that fundamental level, saying is this person is not, or the student is not performing well because he is lacking in this concept which is being taught in this class or even in the last year that he missed out or she missed out on. And then you are able to offer them that personalized coaching and a learning which really takes their learning outcomes to the next level. Some of the elements of this, if I was to highlight, the classrooms are going to be futuristic. I mean, you're sitting in here. This is a smart board. You can draw in here. You can use videos here. So multiple elements can happen. And this is just the start. We are working on, and we will soon be bringing AI-enabled cameras into each classroom. What those cameras are able to do is actually look at each student who's sitting in the class, look at their emotions, observe and figure out, saying is who's understanding. Because it's a class of 25, sometimes teacher may miss out. Also what we want to ensure is that technology ensures standardization is available across the entire country, wherever we put up these classrooms, and I'll talk about the scale and ambition that we have around it. It will read saying is a teacher, a student is sitting in and understanding a class, he's looking confused or she's looking confused at that time, which will then go to a prompt to the teacher saying is maybe you need to ask a question and ask if you have understood that concept or not. So it is prompting that there are students who are shy, there are students who are introverted. Similarly, if you see there's a lot of engagement on some topic, everyone is excited around it, then you take it to the next level. So the technology will enable through AI, through the cameras in the room, figuring out, looking at the behavior, saying is what to do more, what to do less. Where do you want to introduce more classes? If you start figuring out some doubts are coming a lot more, I need to introduce a booster class into that. So again, a lot of that happens enabled by the technology. So what we're calling is this is not physical learning as people were taught. This is about digital learning in a classroom. What we are also doing is, as this grows, the batches are designed and they are reallocated based on the capabilities of the students. So you figure out where are they performing well, which topics they're not performing well, and hence we change the journey, and then we shift the batches accordingly within a particular board and in a particular grade. What we are offering is we are covering classes 4 to 10. We are covering CBSE board, state boards, we are covering ICSE boards, and within that, within a particular grade, within a board itself, we are able to create batches which are different. The exercises, the homeworks, etc. are different at that level. What we are teaching is different, and then we are even then able to take personalization to an individual level. So while a classroom has been designed to be around 25 people, there is a big element of that personalized learning which comes through a pre-class. So based on assessments that happen, subjective as well as objective that happen, we are able to assess, saying is where the gaps may be, where a particular student needs to do more. We give that homework. We say for the next class, do more of this pre-class work. What is post-class that happens? So it's end-to-end journey. We take ownership of that outcome. So it's not doing one piece and saying is, okay, I have done my work. Saying is, we are owning up, saying is, if you are joining us, we are as much as any parent would be wedded into ensuring that there is an improvement in the performance. We are unlocking the full potential of that child. And just one last thing around this is what we heard as we've been seeing is a lot of parents, when they talk about physical, is they see that in online classes you get the objective exams, but it is objective many times, and then it is done from the comfort of the room. For performing to the best levels, they want some subjective exams also, and in a environment where the peers are there, there is a whole classroom environment, and they feel that that experience helps do better when they actually go into the exams in their schools and so on. So combining this exam readiness with the concept clarity that BYJU'S promises through its innovative, well-tested pedagogy, that leads to the better outcomes. Three pillars, just I've talked a little bit about it, but highlighting one is the two-teacher model, which is very crucial, again emphasizing on it. There is a master teacher who's explaining the concept. There are videos that are there, there are experiments that are there, and then there is a teacher in the classroom. Each class which is 1 hour long, is divided into multiple smaller elements. The teacher in the classroom is the orchestrator who actually walks through that, sets the context, then the master teacher explains the concept, then there may be a small quiz, there may be some exercises to be done in the class, then there may be a second video to explain the concept further, so that everything is visualized, right? And you bring that visualization to ensure that